Здравствуйте! Сегодня в гостях нашей студии молодая певица из Мельбурна Джессика Бойд. Мы с Джессикой поговорили на тему того, на каком языке будет проходить сегодняшнее интервью, и решили, что как бы ни получилось, кто-то из нас будет говорить с акцентом. Я по-английски, она по-русски. Я вас уверяю, что Джессика говорит по-русски, причем достаточно хорошо. Но все-таки, поскольку она и именно она звезда сегодняшнего вечера, мы решили интервью все-таки провести по-английски. So, I will be switching into English. Jessica, could you please tell us, how did it all begin? How did you start practicing music in your childhood?
Well, it all really began when I started ballet classes. My mum put me in ballet classes when I was 3 years old. And that was really my first exposure to music. But then it was my dearushka Yanya who bought me a keyboard for my 4th birthday. And then after that's when I started lessons and I started learning music. And I actually learned to read music before I learned to read.
That's amazing.
Yeah, before I went to school.
Did you keep that keyboard as a memento?
We still have that keyboard.
Oh, really? It belongs in the museum now, I suppose.
From the early 90s.
You've just mentioned your dedushka Yanya. Who else among people who were close to you helped you on this difficult path of becoming a musician, a singer?
There's a few people. In my family, first of all is dearushka Yanya, because he was really the one who saw something special in me. You know, when he would hold me as a baby and sing to me, and he would always joke that I would bop my leg in time with him singing. And he was the one who really started it all. But then dearushka Misha was the one who would make sure that he just made it possible, because he would take me to every rehearsal, every lesson. He had patience, the patience of a god. I don't know how he did it, but he would just, he would drive me, and he would sit in the car for hours and read a book and wait for me, and then he'd drive me to the next place. My babushka Fanya, because she's lived with us for many years. When I was a teenager, I was quite ill. I was very sick a lot of the time, and she lived with us, and she took care of me while I was ill. So it was really thanks to her that I was able to then pick up and continue on with things once I started getting better. But even, I guess, the most important person is my mum. Mama she's the reason that I'm here. She's the reason that I can do anything at all. She sacrificed 25 years of her life to bring up her children and to make sure that I could do anything that I wanted, and that I could follow my dreams without having to worry about anything else.
Oh, sure. There were rewards as well.
Yes,
she could hear you sing.
Well, we have a little joke that when I'm famous, I'll buy her an island to retire on, a nice tropical island somewhere warm.
And a house full of recordings.
Of course, yeah.
Definitely.
And front row tickets to everything. But aside from my family, I would say, like, I can't ignore the professional musicians who've built my life for me, who've built this beginning of my career.
So we were just talking about people who were close to you, and you, of course, cannot ignore professional musicians who helped you along.
Absolutely, yeah. So first of all would be Diana Burganska, who was my piano teacher, and she was like another grandmother to me. She taught me not just to play music, but to feel it, to actually understand it, which is, when you're a child of 4 or 5 years old, to have that instilled in you and nurtured and brought out right from the beginning, it's so important, because it's something that's then difficult to bring out later on. Lisa Yaroshevich and her mother, Alexandra Yaroshevich. Shura is a world-renowned. She was a great coloratura soprano in her own time, and now is renowned as a teacher. In fact, they recently, just a couple of years ago, erected a plinth to her in the Moscow Conservatorium.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in her honor. And the two of them together, Lisa is a pianist and accompanist, and the two of them were really the ones who kind of brought out my voice. They were the ones, they took me on when I was so young. I was only 14 when I started, which is so young, way too young for opera. Most people don't start until they're 19 or 20 before you even start going to a proper teacher. But they saw something in me, and they took me on, and yeah, they built my knowledge of opera, and they built my knowledge of singing and technique. And after that, really, they're the ones who got me into uni, and I went to the Melbourne Conservatorium of Music, where I studied with Anna Connolly, who is one of the most renowned vocal coaches in the world. She teaches half of Opera Australia, and she's just really in the highest echelons of vocal coaching in the world. And she was the one who really, it was her guidance and her confidence in me is what really allowed me to believe in myself, which allowed me to really feel that, yes, this is something that I can pursue. You know, it's realistic for me to do this. It's not just a pipe dream. Most recently, the biggest help that I've gotten has been from my very close friend and accompanist, Tamara Vasilievitsky, who she's worked tirelessly with me on so many concerts and performances now, and she's just, we really understand each other. Our understanding of performing is very similar, so we just get on like wildfire.